Hi there folks, well, welcome back to my channel, and for this video is going to be of the Angus BookFest, and today is the day that I'm going to be heading up to Montrose, and tomorrow and Sunday is going to be the days that I will be taking part in the book sale, or the book fair, and I will also be taking part in an author's panel as well. I think that's going to be on the Saturday. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be a really good turnout this year, because last year was a bit quiet. But I don't know if that's maybe because of like maybe the change of venue, I'm moving into Montrose rather than being in Brecon. But fingers crossed, my word is starting to get out about the BookFest. So yeah, got just over a 2-hour drive to get to Montrose. I probably will stop along the way, so I probably will take a bit longer than that to get up there. And again, I'm leaving a bit later than what I've hoped. I should have left about 45 minutes ago, but again, there's no rush of getting up there. I always try and, something like this, I always try and leave as early as I can, because I don't really want to be rushing. Like, try to drive like the 2 hours in a rush, not a good idea. I kind of like being able just to take my time and get myself up there when I get up. So I will be documenting the festival as it goes along, and yeah, so I'll probably see you all when I'm up in Montrose. Oh, that's me on my way up. Just had to make a wee pit stop at the Morrisons in Dundee. So just a wee break, we just get out, stretch my legs, have a wee pit stop. But again, I do have some sandwiches in my bag, some juice. So I'm just gonna get that in my bag and snack on that while I'm heading up the road, because it's just come up for, I think it's just about 1:15 just now, so I think I've got about at least another hour to go before I get there. So yeah, a wee bit to go, but I'll get there. Well, that's me in the hotel now. I've booked in, been in here for a couple of hours now. I did go for a bit of a walk around Montrose a wee bit earlier on. Managed to get up to the high street, and again, with the George Hotel, even though it's not right on the main street itself, it's only a couple of minutes walk from the main street. And so we've got all the like the shops up there, restaurants, such like. So it is a really central location. And I do think that with the links last year, the hotel itself was a bit more out of the way. It was a bit more down towards where the museum is. Okay, the museum isn't really that far from the town centre itself, or from the main street, but with the George Hotel is, it is actually that wee bit closer. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll be more incentive for people to come along tomorrow and come along to the book fair and the authors panels. So again, definitely keep you all up to date tomorrow with how things are going and with how things go. So just keep my fingers crossed for tomorrow and Sunday, and yeah, hopefully it'll be a good turnout. Yes, I managed to get down to the restaurant, so this will be where I will come down tomorrow morning to get my breakfast. And I do have a good book to sit and read while I'm here. And I actually ordered some of the macaroni cheese, and let's just say they did not lie about the portion size being absolutely massive. That's about it, and I'll leave you to it. I'll give you some water.
Cool.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Rebecca.
I'm David.
And Folklore Scotland is a charity that we set up with the aim of preserving and promoting folklore for the digital age. And we
There's
found
great trips on that as well. And that's brought us up to pretty much now.
if anyone is interested in, joining the team of volunteers, if you're into it, we're all and we work on a very kind of casual basis where we understand that everyone has busy lives going on. So, if you happen to have time to write a story, that's absolutely fine. We've got a lot of people that kind of dip in and out as we go. And we're also open to hearing about new ideas. So at the moment, our main things are the podcast and the stories on our website. But if you have any other like wild, fantastical ideas about folklore and how to bring it to life through media and things, then absolutely would love to hear it. Our contact address is on the website up there. And I guess to bring us back to what we're doing today, I kind of wanted to touch on, you talked about like the local aspect of the folklore and how that led us to create the charity.
It was even very strong, just like other brownies. Unlike other brownies, this brownie did not live in a castle or some grand manor. No, this brownie liked to live in the woods by a lovely little stream. This little brownie became known as the Brownie of Fern Den, and he liked to venture out of his woodland home and do all manner of jobs for the local farmer, from cleaning out the barn to tending the cattle, lambing the sheep, and harvesting the wheat. There was nothing the brownie couldn't turn his hand to. And to make it even better, he did all this work free of charge.
So this is the area that we're going to be doing our little book fair in. And I'm right here. So as the door that everybody's going to be coming through. So I'm at least going to be one of the first people that people see. Over in that area there is going to be where they're going to be doing talks. Yeah, I've got a bit more of a compact space for today. I think I've got more space tomorrow. But that should be me pretty much sorted and everything in place.
I suppose the advantage is that I've saved myself an awful lot of time and effort from the research side of it. That's what I'm new, and I like to think that the stories are quite lifelike because I'm able to
talk on the anatomy and the life and the death of the great Tay whale. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Professor John Struthers of the University of Aberdeen, a well-known expert on the subject of whales. At which stage I must qualify, I am not any expert at all on living whales. I am an expert on dead ones. And there's two simple reasons for that. And one is that although 200, 300 years ago the sight of a whale was quite a common sight off the shores of our islands, our great imperial whaling fleet has caused the cowardly whale to seek new grounds where it graces its presence. And now you have to go quite high up into the northern latitudes, up to Greenland and Newfoundland, to find whales these days. And that's an expedient which I'm quite content not to follow in my studies. So, instead of a locomotive at the front of this railway carriage, we have this massive tail at the back. And this explains why we see no sign whatsoever of hind legs.
Can you hear me at the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try and keep my voice up. Right, let's go. So, it was June 1923. Stanley Baldwin had just become Britain's Prime Minister. The new Liquor Act was brought into force, making it illegal to sell alcoholic beverages to under 18s. And it rained for 89 consecutive days in Scotland, still a British record. But it wasn't just the weather that was miserable in Scotland that summer. The country was still recovering from the effects of the Great War and the worldwide Asian flu pandemic. Many men were unemployed and poverty was rife. Despite the government's promise to build homes fit for heroes, to house the thousands of traumatised soldiers returning from the Great War, there was still more than 500,000 run-down tenement dwellings located in Scotland's cities. Edinburgh was no different. Thousands lived in poor quality slum housing, getting by as best they could.
Yeah, I've had a bit of a move. Yesterday I was down there, down closer to the door. Today I'm over here, right next to the bar. Got a bit more space for this table, so I'll be able to spread out a bit more. So yeah, fingers crossed it'll be a good day.
So I'll introduce you to So I'll introduce you to everybody, okay? So tonight's play has been written by Chris Tate. And Chris is a poet, playwright and spoken word artist from Shetland, living in Glasgow, and a regular visitor here. She reads at events across Britain and on the radio. Her fantasy poems are inspired by her Shetland roots, Scottish and British history, written and recited in both Scots and English. As you can see, she's got some of her books here this evening. So you've got A Town Built on Shenanigans, which is another play, which you seem to have sold a lot of today. Yes. Tweety She in the Caves, Literary Skullduggery, and The Rumpelstiltskin Illusion. So they're all there. So she's here. Should you want a copy, she can sign it. That's great. Okay. So that's Chris. Next to Chris, you have Tom Jameson, and he is responsible for the Tam O'Shanter trilogy in 4 parts, which is actually very funny. It doesn't really say much about you. You've managed to keep it.
So much of it in one day. I was going to jail last week.
Right, it tells me this. So the Tam O'Shanter trilogy in 4 parts tells of the humorous events following that fateful evening and relates what happened over the following days from the imagined perspectives of the main protagonists. I think everybody knows Heidi. Do I need to introduce Heidi?
No.
We all know Heidi. You don't know.
No, Howdy Heidi.
I know Heidi from A, the shop in the town, B, your mum, doing the flower thing. That's it, yeah. Queen and Montrose games. And then also from the amateur dramatics and opera. So all round performer, great stuff. And at the end there we've got Christopher Thompson, and he's here with his book. Oh, no, they're all grown-ups, that's fine. So this is Chris's book, he has it here.
Slum Buckingham Palace. It crumbled for raucous spilled drinks caught in chamber pots, plug toils with Welsh magazine pages caught in chamber pots, and plug toils with Welsh magazine pages and newspapers scrawled in Scots covered stains. A bunker rock like tombolas with rumbling in the fireplace and knocking for wardrobes that the Queen guessed were squatters' rammies.
Well, that's Angus BookFest done and dusted for another year. That's the last event done. So again, it's quite late just now, I think it's about 9 o'clock. So I'm going to be staying over here in the George Hotel for one more year. Not for one more year, for one more night. Then I'll be heading home tomorrow. And yeah, so it'll be a 2-hour journey, about 2.5 hour journey back to get back to the house. But I think it has been a really good weekend. I get the impression that there was more of a turnout this year. And I definitely sold more books this year than I did last year. I think I sold about 15 books in total, which was good going for me. And yeah, so fingers crossed that it's going to be just getting bigger and better with every year now. And yeah, definitely enjoying myself at this year's Angus Book Festival, or BookFest. And yeah, so hopefully be more events coming along and more events I can take you to. So hopefully you'll have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.